Hi, everyone. This is Monica Guy with Remax Real Estate Associates here in Houston, Texas, coming to you live today to talk about home insurance. I am sorry that I'm running a little bit behind, but I wanted to make sure that I had my guest speaker here with me today to talk to you about home insurance. And I'm going to introduce you to him. He is with Goosehead Insurance. His name is Brandon, and I'll bring him on the screen now so that you all can see who I am talking about.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Brandon, how are you?
I'm doing great. Doing great. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on today. And like I said earlier, we are going to be talking about home insurance. I know that when you all are about to buy your homes, or even if you already are in your home, I do mention that you need to have home insurance. It's the same as buying a car. When you have a car, you have car insurance. When you buy a house, you make sure that you have home insurance. So Brandon is going to talk to us about a couple of different things. And so he's pretty much going to be sharing his little nuggets of information with you. If you have any questions, I'm going to pop those up on the screen later on. So feel free to type them in and we'll go back over the questions. And or if not, then I may end up jumping in along the way. But here we go. So go ahead, Brandon. You said you wanted to talk about captive versus independent insurance. What's that?
Yeah, definitely. And this is neat. Thanks again for having me on. So, and you just mentioned before, when you're buying a home, it's a huge investment. And so you definitely want to make sure that you're really protecting those assets that you're working so hard, spending all that money on. And their home insurance is a necessity. You have to have it if you have a house. And there's a big difference with insurance agencies and companies. And there's major changes that are actually happening right now in the marketplace. There's two specific types of insurance companies that I would like to talk to you guys about today. And it's really important to understand the strengths of both. And so there's what's called a captive agency, as Monica mentioned. A captive agency it's like a State Farm or a Texas Farm Bureau, or it's an insurance agency that can only quote their rates. So you're only going to be able to get really one rate through them. Depending on coverage, it can fluctuate, but they can only quote you their rates. The big selling point really of a captive agency is, as an agent would be, well, you're going to have me as your agent and you should, go with us because you're going to get top of the line service. You can call me anytime, which is great. But there's a major shift in the market going towards independent agencies. Even if you listen to, Dave Ramsey or any of these type financial advisors, they're going to tell you, you need to go take a look and get a quote from an independent insurance agency. And so what is an independent insurance agency? So as an independent insurance agent, essentially Goosehead, we're almost like a broker. We have over 30 plus different insurance companies that we have vetted to make sure that they're A-rated carriers. And we basically can shop your rates through 30 to 40 different companies to ensure that you're getting the best price and you're getting great coverage as well on your policy. And so oftentimes that's going to result in lower premiums for you as the homeowner, whether it's home, auto, whatever it is. We're going to do all the shopping for you, saves you time. It's definitely going to save you money, and you're still going to receive top of the line service whenever you're working with these companies, because again, they're all vetted companies. And the other great part about an insurance agency that's independent, if your premiums jump up because every year they increase, we can reshop you every year through all of our carriers and make that switch to a new company if it's a great fit for you. So that's really the first thing, Monica.
Okay, so I just wanted to ask, sorry about that. What I wanted to ask is, so is it better to go to an independent versus a captive, or what would you recommend?
Yeah, well, obviously I'm an independent insurance agent for a reason, and it's because that's where everything's going. You can think about it just the beauty of Amazon is it's created competition in the marketplace. And would you rather have your insurance quoted through one company, or would you rather have it ran through 30 different companies to make sure you're getting the best rate?
Okay.
And so typically independent insurance agencies are for sure the new wave of where everything is going.
Okay. Okay, great. Well, the other thing, weren't you going to ask or talk about one other item? What else we were supposed to talk about today?
Yeah, I kind of
Oh,
just
I
want.
know. It was switching insurance policies. I remember.
Yeah, definitely. And what I wanted to to cover with this, whenever I got into insurance, a lot of my clients, they were like, "Well, let me get back with you next year, even though you're saving us maybe $1,000 a year. My policy doesn't end until next July. We just renewed." And before I got into insurance, I actually believed that you had to wait till your policy ended before you can begin or switch to a new policy. Well, come to find out, there's never a penalty. So if you have a homeowners or an auto insurance policy right now, specifically homeowners, there's never a penalty for switching or changing your policy to a new company midterm, especially if it's going to be saving you money. We'd obviously recommend do it sooner than later. It's a very simple process and there's never a penalty for you. If you've already paid for the entire year and you switch halfway through, your current insurance company, they're going to send you a refund check for what you've paid for that you have not used. And then you can give that back to your mortgage company to put back into escrow if you're escrowing your home insurance, or you can keep that money for yourself to use for whatever you would like.
And if you put it into escrow, which what he's talking about is basically, you remember how your lender tells you if you make one extra payment, then it'll save you money on the back end. What he's saying is, after you make your monthly payment, then you make this insurance refund towards the principal amount. So sometimes $100 can save you $200 on the back end. So if it's $1,000 or a couple thousand, maybe $1,000 that they're giving you in a refund on your insurance check, then it could be a $2,000 savings that you're not paying in interest on your mortgage.
Yeah, most definitely. And that's actually something great to talk about with your loan officer or your mortgage company, because there are perks to that for sure.
Okay, well, thank you so much for sharing your nuggets of information. And I'm thinking that we are going to be coming back next week to do this again. What do you think we're going to talk about next week?
Yeah, I think something that we should start with is really just the basics of what to look for. What are some important pieces in a home insurance policy? I remember when I bought my first home, I had no idea what I should be getting as far as my deductibles and coverages. I want to talk about just a few things that are really important for you to take a look at on your current home insurance policy to make sure that they're there.
Okay. So I'm just going to check to see if there's any questions. Let me just double check to see if anyone has popped on. Give me 1 second. And I don't see any questions. So if you have a question, go ahead and type it in. I'm going to start wrapping things up. So if I do see any pop in, then I'll go ahead and show them on the screen. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll be coming back next week with Brandon. We'll talk about insurance. Again, we'll go deeper into it. And as you can see, I have that up on the screen to where you can go ahead and mention to him that you've seen this video and that you want more information. And, I always have my video every week. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Monica Guy. I'm with Remax Real Estate Associates here in Houston, Texas, third generation real estate investor. And this is always for you. I hope you find this information valuable. And then I guess we'll see you next week. I don't see any other comments. So if you're watching the replay and you do post a comment, indicate replay so that way I'll know to come back and answer your questions if you have them. And then we'll go ahead and tag ourselves too so that we get notified. So how about you? You want to wrap things up for us?
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks again. If you have any questions about insurance, feel free to call me. My number's there. If you have any questions about homes, anything like that, make sure obviously you reach out to Monica. She's the best of the best here, and she'll take care of you guys. So look forward to dropping a few more nuggets, if you would, next week, hopefully.
Okay. Thanks, y'all. Thanks for watching.
See you.
Bye.